I just saw him in the kitchen, right in front of my window, and he was by the bathroom. Yeah, our bathroom was added on later on. That's how old this house was, off the kitchen. And he was standing there, and like dark eyes. His head was just barely over the kitchen sink.
That almost sounds like a black-eyed child.
It's just he was skeletal, not necessarily like any white at all. There was like it was this eye socket, and he was skeletal, and all I could see is his body, but like not literally like real features. It was really dark and dense, and there was light from the outside coming through the window, and that's the only reason I kind of saw his face. And he has like this hat on, just like he did in the first picture. And even in the third picture, it looks like he's like almost wearing like a hoodie, almost over his head, a weird like hoodie thing. But it's like a hat, like a cap, almost like a nightcap, like one of those old-fashioned nightcaps.
Oh yeah, you like they wore in the 30s and back before,
right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, and but the more I was around him, the more I was not scared of him. Like, he was a child. I mean, I know what real evil is, and there's nothing evil about this kid. This kid was tortured by this uncle.
Well, this
uncle pushed me, and I was scared for my kid, not Harry.
So how was your husband taking all this when all this was going on?
My husband, he's had experiences with the Indian. His cousins threw him in like a closet at his aunt's house, and he saw an Indian style, and it freaked him out so bad. He being a kid, that would freak out anybody, including me. And so he never really. He's gone on investigations with me. He's lived with the fact that I can see here, and and I talk to him about it. But he doesn't look it up. He doesn't want to really talk about it all that much. He just deals with it. And of course, my son, he has every ability other than he lost like his sight. Well, he sees them like on the peripherals. But he can't see him like straightforward like I can anymore. But he's pretty much just like his mama, and I also got mine from my great grandmother.
Oh wow!
Right? Yeah, and my cousin Eric is also that way. Also, and my mom's like intuitive. My husband's intuitive. I found out that he was really more intuitive than like I ever thought. We were at the Red Ash investigation, and he said, I hope a cult doesn't show up when we're at the church. And I said, don't say that. Don't put that out there. I thought I was being just facetious. But we got there, and he backed it up by the side of the church. And sure enough, after I was doing my live, it was messing up. And a caravan of these people in these big old SUVs pull up, and I got like these. I thought it was the cops at first. I was like, okay, what did we do now? But we didn't do anything. It was a caravan of people, and all I know is I felt nothing but bad off these people. And I'm like, yeah. I looked at my husband. I was like, yeah, you're more intuitive than you put on to be. I was like. Because I always, take precautions and, but I thought he was really joshing me. I really thought he was being facetious.
Well,
I didn't believe that he was, being for real. But, no, these people, I got in the car and I was with my husband's cousin and my son and my mom. And all we were doing is just looking at this Red Ash Church. It's 10 acres of, investigation anytime, and I get in the car, and then all of a sudden I feel this big old, like someone hit me with like a hammer at the top of my head. My head goes forward, and I'm sitting there like in tears. like some evil force hit me upside my head. And I review my live when I get home, and it's all distorted. It's all pixelized to the point where my eyes are black, like, sockets, and there's a hole, like almost in the skeletal part of my head, exactly where I got hit.
Oh, wow. Now that is really eerie. Well, how do your friends accept all this stuff that's going on and has gone on with you?
Well, my sister Valerie, I call her my sister. She's one of my team members. Anyways, I've known her 4 years, and I went up to Richmond, Virginia, and she has abilities too. But we started investigating, and we had some really, really creepy adventurers out there, especially on February 19th of this year.
What happened?
The community center.
What happened?
Oh, we went to the community center, and we're doing an investigation, but we didn't leave the slab. We were just taking pictures. Anyways, she takes, a video, and we're doing videos, and we're taking pictures. We didn't leave the slab, but my mom's there. She went up there. If anybody has faith, she's got faith, and she's got 10,000 angels behind her. She's going to go up anywhere. Well, me and Valerie, definitely not going up there. Don't get me wrong, we wanted to go up there, but something kept on saying, don't go. And, it was a push-pull type. And she takes the video, and we get an EVP, and it says it's good. In the middle of the video, it's about 2 minutes, 25 seconds. Anyways, all that street, we're doing EVPs and taking photos, and we get to the stop sign, and it's about 5 miles from Valerie's home. Anyways, we actually get home, and my mom said that she's going to go to bed. And I'm thinking, it's 8 o'clock at night. I look at the clock, and it's 11:30. And I'm like, where did 3 hours go?
Yeah, you lost some time there.
Right. And then we get about 2 o'clock, me and Valerie are going through our data, all our EVPs, all our pictures. I realized in between two pictures, on the picture side, not the video side, that I have a 52-second video in between two pictures, one of an alien and one of a man that's on top of the balcony, literally looking like he's screaming at us. Don't come over here. This video is the complete opposite of the first video. The first video is the light from my mom's car shining on the house. There's only a little cubby hole, a storage unit at this community center over there on the right-hand side, all the way in the back towards the mountain. It's falling in on itself. This place is like a portal, I can tell you that much, of energy, of all different beings, all different entities, spirits, you name it, it's there. Then you have the second video that pops up. It's only me in the video saying 2 words, and the EVP saying it's good. And it's completely black, and you see lights coming out from a different house of 2 different windows on the right-hand side. With the tree in the front yard.
Now, aren't you worried about when you've done some of these things that you could bring something you don't want back home to you and your family?
Oh, yeah. That's why I didn't leave the slab. I was like, I got to get out of here. After that happened, I got out of there. I'm not going back. Yeah, I'm scared. And what I do is I even told my my friends and family and everybody that comes on my life, I do this, and I know I take a risk. I take a risk by just talking to them. It's no different in me talking to them than talking, with a Ouija board or an app. And there is no amount of prayer. There's not, because we're not invincible. Absolutely not. I agree. And yes, I am afraid to bring home attachments. And yes, I I take it straight to God. I believe in God, Jason. I'm just going to say that. I believe in God, Jason. I take it to him.
Well, the reason why I said that, I have had a couple of guests, that went out and, with a priest even, and the priest did his thing, and she was going through and helped cleanse the person's house and all that stuff. And they thought they had it all resolved, the priest thought, oh, well, everything is good to go now. And she thought it was all, they got the house cleansed and all that stuff of any of these evil spirits that were still there. She got home, and later that night, while she was in bed,
it just kicked it off.
Yeah, well, what it did is it followed her home. And there it was with her. And, she would, have like scratches appear on her arms or legs. And her boyfriend thought she was, doing it herself, cutting herself. And then her boyfriend was, telling her about, his concern, what maybe she needed to, get help or whatever. All of a sudden, her arm right in front of her boyfriend, all of a sudden a big, long scratch appeared, and then it started bleeding. That's, you just don't know it. You could bring home an entity.
You never know. Right.
And some of these entities could be really toxic where you just can't get rid of them that easy.
Right. And see, I don't go to the darker side of things. No matter, that's what I tell people, no matter how much research you do on a home, no matter, or a building, or anything like that, you just never know, because they don't always disclose this. I put that like in quotes. I'm like, they don't always disclose this or give you a list of what's going on at this place. This place has been shut down probably about 50 years that we were at, and we were allowed to be there. That's not the problem. The problem is there was just no amount of information other than a man hanging himself there. And I don't know what, we don't know what, happened in that place for that portal to open, or was it just there, or what? And yes, and that's why I tried to educate people. I said, now we know, when we go in somewhere, like, anything and everything is possible, and I don't provoke them. All I want to do is ask a few questions, and usually I can, like, we know, like, the difference between the, a regular spirit and entities out there. And usually if I've been jumped before by a spirit, even at Red Ash, and it told me to leave, and I'm like, gladly, and you don't have to tell me twice, I'm down. But a lot of them don't give you that one. They just, they attack. But I just kind of fill out the place. I go there during the day. I fill out the place. If I don't like it, I don't go in. Absolutely not.
Oh, I don't blame you, because, you don't know what could have happened. Like when I was a little kid, my parents, our grandparents lived on Whidbey Island up in Washington State. And, I think, now by the time I was like in my, 10, 11 years old, they moved over to White Center. That's just, near Seattle. And they rented this little nice 1-bedroom house, and they were in it for about a year. But, it's funny. Both their personalities, they were the most loving grandparents you could ever want. But as long as they were staying in that house, and the longer they were in that house, he started getting really, I hate to say it, being an asshole. She kind of became withdrawn, didn't want the grandkids over, Well, they decided at one point they're going to move to and buy their own house. So they bought their own house, and then all of a sudden in the news, the next renter went into that house, went under the house to do something or whatever. They found where the prior owner of the house, or the tenant before my grandparents were in there, he killed his wife, wrapped her up in a couple blankets with chains and all that stuff, and, right under the living room. I mean, and I got a funny feeling that the spirit was probably, not a good, friendly spirit at that point.
No. And that's what, it reminds me of the house that I was living in. The guy that came to change the pipes, this is weeks before we were going to leave. And we finally were able to get out. I was absolutely thrilled to get $800 cash for keys